Okay guys, so the very first thing you will need to do is go and sign up for a Shopify store. Now there'll be a link below this video where you can sign up through my affiliate link, or if you don't want to sign up through my affiliate link, that's absolutely fine. Just search Google for Shopify and you can start a store right away and start a trial. So you get a free trial to start yourself off with. I recommend that you just go with the basic plan for now. If you do decide to use my affiliate link, it doesn't make any difference to the price you pay. It's just I get a small percentage of that for referring you across to Shopify. So it's entirely up to you. Of course, I'd love it if you used my link, but that is your choice. So what we're going to do first is I'm just going to give you a quick tour around the dashboard. Now it may look a little bit daunting at first, but after using it for a little while, it's very, very straightforward, very easy to navigate, very user friendly, and it is a super easy way to use to build a website, as opposed to having one built via HTML, which is a custom built website. So I've been in e-commerce now for about 5 or 6 years. I have built literally hundreds of these Shopify stores and trained a ton of people on Shopify and Shopify marketing. So I know Shopify extremely well, and it's completely geared up for selling your services and selling products on demand, which is print on demand. So I've been in the the print on demand business for a long time, selling things like t-shirts and hoodies and stuff like that. And I got into droning and realized that this is just perfect for droners as well. But of course, a lot of people don't know how to do it. So I thought I'd bring a course to the table and show people how they can use Shopify and build themselves a website and sell their services. So first of all, let's get into it. This is how it should look when you first go into your store. So over here we have a few options here. I very rarely use this unless I would go to the Shopify help center there looking for support. You can update your profile here. The chances are you're hardly ever going to use here. Here you can hire a Shopify expert. I've never actually used that myself, but if you've got some really tricky tasks to do, then you can go and hire people that are trained in programming and the code behind Shopify, and you can do all kinds of stuff there. Over this side is your main menu, so this is your main navigation. Once you start getting orders coming in for your stuff, here's where you're going to see your orders. Here is where we control our products. We upload and create our products. Now, don't worry, we're going to be going through all this through the course, so you haven't got to worry about the exact options here. But we got the different options. Transfers and inventory we probably won't be using. Collections we'll be using. Gift cards we probably won't be using. Once you start getting your orders, you'll have all your customers from previous orders will show up here, so you can see your customers. Here we've got analytics. So depending on what price plan you're on, depends on what kind of analytics you get, but it breaks down everything for you, so you can see what your top products are, where the people are coming from that are buying your products, and it does it in a live preview. You can filter this through times and days and things like that. Here we go, we got reports here, so this is another breakdown of the reports and customers here. And then here's the live view here. So this will actually show you when you've got a busy Shopify store. This will show you, these little pins will be, if you're marketing in all kinds of places in the world, it will show you where all these visitors are looking at your website as a live preview, which is pretty cool as well. When things get busy, it's interesting to look at that. Marketing here, to be honest, I haven't used this at all myself, because I'm a marketer. I like to do things from the different platforms like Facebook and Google and stuff like that, so I've never really used that. Discounts is something that I use a lot. We can create coupon codes and discounts. That's something that I'll show you later on in the course once you've got your products up and your store built. But we can create all kinds of discount coupon codes, so you can give people one-time discounts, or your discounts on whole orders, or discounts on shipping and stuff like that. So we'll go right into that later. Apps here. Now it has an app store, so think of it like your phone. Your phone when you visit the Apple App Store or the Google App Store. So with Shopify, there's a bazillion different apps that we can install on here, and apps kind of do things, extra things that the basic platform doesn't have. There is literally thousands of them. So I'm going to show you what you need to install and what will be useful for you. I'll show you free apps, I'll show you paid apps, and then I'm sure as you progress through your journey, you will go on and install lots more apps and try different ones out. You know, there's amazing apps, there's rubbish apps, there's free apps, there's really expensive apps. There's just a whole host of apps, from pop-ups to email apps to, you know, here's one, product reviews. This is one that we'll probably use here. And I just noticed before down here, Printify, print on demand. Okay, this is going to be the golden goose to you selling your drone photography is print on demand. Okay, so we'll get into that further on down the thing once we start installing apps and stuff. Here, online store. This is kind of where we control the look, the feel, the theme, blog posts. I'll show you about building a blog, pages, navigation, domains. I'll show you how to do a custom domain. You can see up here, this is what we call an ugly domain. So I'll briefly explain. Shopify will have a main domain where they store all their sites and files and stuff, which is myshopify.com. When you create your store, you'll give it a name, and this is what we call an ugly URL, because you can see that it's on Shopify. Now what we will do is we will go out, we'll get a domain name, so it will be the domain name you want for your website, and people will never see this ugly domain. It will be whatever you want it to be. So say for instance it would be dronedemostore.com, and you wouldn't see any of this other stuff. So we'll cover that anyway. Moving on, blog posts. It's got a built-in blog, which is great for getting you backlinks, traffic, building out content, telling stories, things like that. I'm going to go right into how to make your content much more interesting later on. Pages. This is where we can build out your store and build pages and add information like the About Us section, the Contact Us section, any information you want to put on your website. We'll be building pages. Navigation is they've got two built-in ones here. I'll show you how to create all your navigation so you can add what you want in your menus and stuff, so people can search and browse your website very easily. Preferences down here. There you go. So here we can add our homepage title, meta description. Now this meta description, this is based with SEO. I'm not going to be teaching you about SEO. To be perfectly honest, I'm no SEO expert, but I'll briefly explain what that's about. Basically, SEO stands for search engine optimization, and it's to do with keywords and ranking on Google, so getting your site up on the first page of Google. Now, although I don't know anything about SEO, and the reason for that is because I use paid traffic, so I use advertising to drive traffic. When you get on the first page of Google, that's known as organic traffic, and that's people typing into Google and finding your site by typing into Google. So it's kind of free traffic as opposed to paid traffic where you pay to put your website in front of people. Now I will show you how you can hire somebody who is an SEO expert, and they specify in Shopify as well. So I can show you where to go and find those people, so you can go and hire someone who will completely SEO optimize your site if you're looking to get good rankings on Google. That's entirely up to you, but I'll do a brief lesson on that so that you know what to do, so that you can do that if that's the path you want to take. Google Analytics, I'll show you how to set that up. That is what Google Analytics is, that's going to show you all the information about the people that are visiting your website, their ages, their location, things like that. This is super handy to know who is looking at your website. This gives you incredible information on for setting up paid traffic and advertising and stuff like that. So when we dive into the advertising section, I'll tell you about targeting and things like that. But just very quickly, if you know that it's men from England from the age of 25 to 35 that are visiting your website already, you know that that's going to be a good audience to do paid traffic to sell your stuff to. Facebook Pixel, this is all about tracking. So you've probably seen on websites, this website uses cookies. Basically, a pixel is a cookie. It's a little piece of code that is embedded in a website, and it collects data of people, for particular platforms. So the Facebook Pixel would be for Facebook. Anyone who's logged into Facebook now, because of course they've just had a big hoo-ha about privacy and stuff. They used to collect data even if you weren't logged into Facebook. They probably still do, even though they say they don't. But basically, when somebody visits your website, if they're logged into Facebook, it will collect all of their information for Facebook so that we can target those people with ads, and Facebook is incredibly good at doing that. So again, we'll dive into that further on down the line, and if you want to go down the paid advertising route, which I recommend, then that is a very important piece of code that we need. Password protection, this is automatically added with Google, and what it is it will lock out your site. Oops. It will lock out your site. Oh, of course I'm logged in. Hold on, let me just copy this and open it up in a private window. Okay, you can see here it is password protected. Okay, drone demo store coming soon, and then you can enter using a password. So if you're building out your store and you want to show some people before you've actually launched your store, you can protect it up with this password so no one can actually visit it. And that password is right here, created by Shopify. When you create your store, you can change that password and you can switch it off, and you can leave a message there for your visitors as well. So that just kind of locks out your store until you're ready to launch it. So themes we got up here, perhaps I skipped that. Themes, we also have a theme store. So let's just quickly visit the theme store. This is a little bit like the App Store. This is millions of themes, paid and free, and this is kind of the look and feel of your store. So you can see there's one $140 there, there's one right next to it which is free. I think you can filter them for, you used to be able to filter them between free and paid, but there's a button here, explore free or visit the theme store. Now I'll recommend a theme. It's entirely up to you if you want to go through this store and get a different theme. Different themes will give you kind of different options as well. So when you change the theme, sometimes you get a lot more in-depth options on. You can change the fonts, colors, all kinds of things, layouts, stuff like that. What we're going to be doing is building it with the theme that's already installed, this debut theme, and then it's down to you if you want to change out your theme. One thing which I'll remind you about again when we get to that through the course is if you change your theme and you've got apps installed, it can break those apps. Now it's not a catastrophe, you just need to get hold of usually you get hold of the app owner and they'll update it, or you can uninstall and reinstall the app. It'll reinstall the new files, but it's just something you want to be aware of. And if you do, any previous themes that you've installed will be down here, and if you change it and it breaks something, you can always flip back and change it back to how it was, and it will bring it back, and then you can get it fixed. So it's no biggie, it's nothing to worry about. But if you change it and then don't look at your store, then you might get caught out on that one. Down here we've got settings. This is where we're going to start off after this video. There's lots of different options here. We'll go through these. I'll show you what you need to get started with, what you need to fill in first. There's kind of lots of different things here. General, this is just your kind of your general information, your payment details, stuff like that. Shipping we'll look at because we'll need to set up our shipping. Taxes, now depending on where you are in the world, I'm guessing that most people watching this are either going to be in the UK or the United States. So United States, I know from experience, all my e-commerce stuff I work in America on, and I know the taxes there. are a nightmare compared to the ones we got in England, because you got the state taxes, the city taxes. So depending on where you are, it's going to depend on how you set those taxes up. But I'll cover that in depth as we go through. Billing, legal, I mean, yeah, we will go through these one at a time, and we'll make sure you get those all done up right. So that's really a brief look around. Like I say, don't get overwhelmed with it. Once you've been using this for a little while, it is really very, very easy to use. It's so user friendly. That's why this was created, to be user friendly. It works a dream. It loads very, very fast. You get a free SSL certificate on it, which a lot of people and Google are pretty hot on now, which basically secures your site and stops people stealing any details. So that helps people. Yeah, and it's just generally a very, very good platform and very, very easy to use. So we are going to build you an incredible website very easily, and hopefully we're going to sell your services and your stuff on your website for you. So with that said, let's get into it. Let's move on to the next lesson.